Come back out, come back in. Oh, sorry. Thank you, Lord, for this wonderful blessed meal. May it nourish and strengthen us. I pray for those that do not have enough to eat. You may bless them as you bless us. Thank you, Lord, for all things in Jesus' name. Amen. Ah, man. Oh, that's all done. All right. Oh. Oh. What are we in? All right, people. I'll be doing that there first things first. My name is Kenneth Bird. My company is IOAG Technology Screen. So, I need access to shop more products. Oh, actually, yeah. That's quick information. I'll put that in a second. Oh, come back here. Soon. Oh, So I'm going to change this to legendary cinematic. Black. Cinematic. Or Cinemax. Cinemax. Let's see. Projection kit. All right, let me see. I know I have to bring this. So projection kit comes with. I'm gonna have to work on next business cards. I want those metal cards. I do. I want those metal cards. That metal scanner card. I want that card. I've seen the ones for the cell phone and stuff. But I want them. I want that metal card. So once he gets his screen installed, everything's done. Pictures, videos, all my stuff. He's gonna advertise for us. Some that the kits are $925. Now people have business me at restaurants all the time. So if I want, I can arrange a business meeting there. Which is good for him because it brings business. As I said, business help each other out. I can bring clients there, go eat there. It's amazing, I had it. On top, I can advertise for him on top of that. That's what I like about it. Business helping business, B to B. Jamie and Rogers, you can be B2B. You got too much stuff going on with you. You're not in business anymore. Nah. You get sued. No one will sign a contract with you. No company will ever sign a contract with you. Somebody asked me, did I want to do business? Oh, heck no. He get us sued. They were doing all kinds of crazy stuff. He will literally mess around and get us sued. No. They don't know anything about business. If I asked them to write me a contract with over 8,000 in it, I mean 8,000 letters. You can't do that 5,000 essay, whatever. I could blow that thing out of the water easily. 5,000 isn't hard. If you did the research and you studied nuclear physics and you did the research on it, you're gonna blow 8,000 out of the water because you know so much. You're gonna write all that stuff in there and add extra stuff to it. Like, gee whiz, I said freaking 5,000. They say write me a book. I gotta read through this. But if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna try to write every letter twice. That's what most people do. So no, he couldn't write out a contract. He said, yo, I need you to write a contract out for me. Can't write a contract. I hate to be rude here, but you gotta know how to spell to do contracts. And it's a spelling checker, but the spelling checker don't work. It doesn't work unless you know what the word is, which is kind of interesting about that at the end of the day. You might not know how to spell the word, but you know how the word is spelled. It sounds crazy, but it's true. Like you can look at the word and you can tell Google spelled it wrong, but yet you're going to Google to get the word to spell. We all done that one. Yeah, I don't even ask me how that one even works in the brain. I don't even know how that one even works. Like, wait a minute. If I knew how the word was spelled, and I can see that Google spelled it incorrect, how do I need Google to spell it for me? That's a brain buster for you right there. Don't think about that too much. But anyway, no, I could do contracts with them. They do too much scamming. There was no way in the world. And then you got to be on site. You got to be able to talk clearly to people. You know what I mean? You can't be making stuff up like range gain and all this other banana nonsense. You can't be doing that stuff. You get sued. I can't believe that company ships that stuff out that fast. That screen got here real fast. I just ordered it yesterday. We got it sitting here on the floor right now. I went over to the place I'm putting the installment in and sent them over pictures and stuff. They never asked for it. I just sent it over because that's protocol for me. Real nice people say, you don't want to send stuff over. You know what? So we trust you. We know you're going to come and get the job done. I said, yeah, but that's protocol for me. Now, I got to start working on the payment arrangement contracts because this will allow companies to put $300 down and they can do monthly payments. Which is great because that means if I do monthly payments, which is easier for some companies, it means that I always got cash flow coming in because I always got monthly payments coming in. 60 orders at roughly $150 a month. That ain't a bad piece of change. I'm looking at PayPal. PayPal does payment arrangement. So I'm gonna talk to them to be able to do to get it on site. But some people can't come up with $300-400 just like that. And you can break that down. That's easy for you. PayPal will pay us a whole chunk, whole lump sum, and you'll pay PayPal like a monthly on it, like $32 a month or something like that. So I'm gonna look into that, see what payment rates is that on their products. And project get close to it. I had a few people ask for payment arrangements, so I'm gonna talk to them. If it is what I think it is, they're gonna set it up. I've used my PayPal like over 15 years. We're eligible for just about everything. We're gonna set it up. That'll make it easy. And you can break it down to like, oh no, they have 32 or something like that. Whatever it may be. Sounds good. No. The projector mounts we use are universal. Why? Say they want to change up their projector to something else. It's not stuck with a particular mount that only goes to a particular projector. It doesn't need abbreviate in there. Projector. Projector universal mount. Ready to get that one? Projector universal mount. Projector universal mount. Projector universal mount. Sounds good. Now, you know what's crazy? We can put down, it comes with a 720p projector. Now, for most people, well, all of y'all who make these products in today, you can't do that. There's no way you can run a 720p up your stuff. Your screen would have all types of issues. You're going to need a heavy amount of contrast to fix that mess. You're going to need definitely a lot of colors. You're going to have 1.7 billion. You're going to be up there. You're going to need a lot. And still, you're not going to be able to work that at all, period. And then whatever gain application you have, you ain't running that where you think you're running that. It's just not going to work. So, like I said, you can advise them to get a 4K, but you saw what 4K projectors look like on gray screens. They don't work. That wouldn't do any good. But we could take a 720p projector and make it look incredible. And that's what we did. We went over to the demo screen. That's why we bring that projector with us. It's a $16 projector. We show them the demonstration, they'd be like, oh, yeah, you don't need 4K or 1080p for that stuff. P projector. Remote control and power cord. Remote control and power cord. 100-inch, 16.9, motorized or manual screen. And we spell screen as in spring. One hundred inch. Protection screen. Let's see, payment plan available. Payment plan available. Yell for that one. Payment plan available, I said. So when we done this, I'm gonna call PayPal and see how do we set up payment plans on our website, so that way you can break it down much easier if you want to do it that way. Some customers that just pay up front, some would like to have a payment plan to break it down. Now, once we're out there, I already applied for Apple Pay, which you're eligible for. And there's something else we're eligible for too. Some kind of something card swipe thing. I forget what it's called. Zillow, I think that's what it is. So we'll be applying for that too. I can set it up with my bank. All right, let me see. Payment plan available. Where this thing is sitting at, there's a ton of light over there. A lot. There's nothing as easy. Just when we were in there the first time, we showed off the screen. It's a lot of light in there. And they're going to face the screen. We're at 2200 lumens. The projector I'm bringing in is 3000. We don't need it, but we need the projector because it's short throw. We have to have a short throw in there. The way the system is designed. But 3000, we're going to put it in eco mode. All right. That's completed. We'll do the wallpaper. I haven't decided how to do the wallpaper. I might do the ones that roll up. They're much easier to do it. Roll them up, put them in the tube, carry them. They're done. If you do the other ones, they're flat. They can't fold them because they're flat. We have to get a vehicle to load those things in. But the wallpapers, man, they're like 4 feet high. We can stack those things in all day long. Now we're going to do the, how many we need? We need 4 of them, right? We need 4 to do that. So we're going to do 36 by 36, 24 by 36 for the gamer screen of the, what's it called? The, oh, I can think of the name now. Imperial. Imperial is going to have a 3-panel system. That's for customers. Each screen is the size of a 40-inch screen. Well, let's get this set in stone for them. There we go. Let's go over to our marketplace. I'm on customer marketplace now. There it is. Imperial black. This is a black version of the. Oh, this is black. It's a panel system. And we're going to have, once we get the acoustics set up, we're getting a 235.1 acoustic. Acoustic screen. I've never seen one before. So I'm going to make one. Oh, the 16:9 screen. I got to order one of those things. Okay, huh? 916. 916. I want one of those. Right? Where do we buy this thing at? I need one because I got projectors that do portrait. You're sitting there thinking on it. Thinking. See? 69 or 916 aspect ratio screens. Then you got 916. We have to build that. Now they probably don't even know what it is. And put down 916. They basically removed the entire abbreviation of 916. 9 by 16 with question mark. AI doesn't know what it is. It's a rate aspect ratio. It's not a size. You go to eBay to track that down. That's probably an interesting size screen. He give you 16:9 display. All right, let's talk to it. (916) aspect ratio projection screen. 916. Boom. (916) vertical screen. I know they're verticals, but that freaking one has to be vertical. Yes, that's what I want. It's right there. It's a phone. It's not a phone. It's a projection screen. Vertical projection screen. That's what your phone is. Your phone's a 916. Projection screen. Yeah, so you had to build it. A specialized portrait screen. Okay, this is 69. None of these. Nope. Too long. Nope. No. Vertical projection screen. There you go. Right there. It's a vertical projection screen right there. You're not going to find the aspect ratio of 916. You're going to have to look for vertical. That's when you can track them going down. Oh, full rising tabby screen. Oh, nice. Wrap around, big boy. No, that's not happening. Vivistorm got to stop using AI to sell products. They do. That is not happening off a gray screen. Yeah, right. You have lost your marbles at the end of the day. That is not happening. Vivistorm, you got to stop that, man. You got to stop doing ads like this. That is unrealistic. We could do that, of course. We got black technology. We can do that easily. But you're not doing it on a gray screen. They want $1,700. You're not even picking that up. See, that's what I'm talking about. You're going to buy that. You're going to think you're going to be able to pick that up. It's not even going to read. Not even going to read. You do know if you go out and you buy yourself a projector with a more higher lumen, you're just washing your screen out even faster. You're just introducing more light to a screen that's already stressed out enough. That is not going to happen. That's why if you look in the demonstration with the church, they had a 7,000 lumen projector struck that screen. Do you see it pop up? No. You're going to stretch your screen even worse. See that? That's AI. That's an AI image. That's an AI image. All this is AI image. This is what happens. People will get this and go, oh, wait, I can produce it just like... No, heck no, you won't. No, you won't. Y'all put a lot of freaking pop-ups in there. That is not... You're not, you know. Yeah. That definitely ain't happening. You mean to tell me that white? No, sorry, that is not going to happen. Well, good, more business for us. Because the more you guys produce white screens, the more people buy our black technology to fix that mess. I've done these outside. Actually, I did do one outside. And it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And the projector was on the other side through a window, through a door. Pushed it through a door at Epson. There's no way in the world you're getting that. That's all freaking Photoshop and AI. $1,700 for 120 inch. You have lost your marbles. No. And I've tested your screens already. There's no way in the world. You're not reading any of that. Y'all complain about my price, $1,700. Good luck on that one. $1,700 for a screen you can't read physical black. That's a lot of bread. I can give my customers at the end of the day the screen. Who are doing business with the screen, projector, and they can operate in a full environment. I don't know the purpose of this mess. This is old. That comes from the era of white screens. People put this in. This doesn't mean jack at all, period. This is where screens that suffered from a narrow viewing cone effect would have this issue. Because what would happen is basically if you didn't have the projector in line properly with the screen, the edges would go dark. I can lay on the floor and pick up on a white level. That's old. When I see people putting this stuff in their pages and stuff and try to make this stuff look technical, you don't understand what that's for, do you? Certain screens had narrow viewing cone effect, so you had to have the projector in line with the screen. If you moved to the left or right, the edges got dark. No, fake. Fake. These are all fake demonstrations. All fake. That's fake. That's fake. That's a white screen reading like that? Heck no. Fake. That's a white screen doing that. That's fake. That's fake. That's fake. Remember the customer. Remember the customer showed you his projector. He has a laser projector. He's a very high-end good projector. What happened to the screen? And that's supposed to be outside here. No way in the world it's happening. It's more realistic. It's in the dark. That's fake. That image ain't doing it. No. 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 On the gray screen? Heck no. Fake. Now, this is more like it. See how washed out and bland the color is? There you go. Ah, I think I found my screen. I'm not renting that. I can build that. What I rent a vertical what's interactive? It's different. Okay, it's different. It's interactive. But still, I'm not buying that. I want to build it. Or the reason to build it. I built it with a collapsible frame. You ever built a wooden projection screen with a collapsible frame that folds in half? I have. I built them. And they turn the suitcases too. They got little handles on the side. They close in the middle with hinges, and they basically can carry with a handle right out the door. I built all types of stuff. This is why I'm glad that we got the opportunity to be in that environment where I was at in Upper Darby, because I built a lot of stuff up there. And now, right now, for this moment, we need that skill level because we have to build stuff on site all the time. That's still not black, that's gray. Huh. Here we got the eye level thing. That's when it comes in. Eye level thing only comes in. The eye level display only comes in, I think, handy if you're doing a dedicated theater room and you're doing a seating system where people are going to be higher to lower. That's when that comes in handy. That's a little tricky at the end of the day too. That's really interesting. If you're up on a platform and you're sitting here, that means when your eye level hits, it has to hit right there on the screen. Right there, this is where it has to hit. Everybody has to hit here. So whether you're here or here, you still have to hit there. but you also don't want to hit the back of someone's head either on top of that. So you have to be able to clear the head enough to be able to see the screen but see the bottom at the exact same time. You figure that one out. That's a real mathematical freaking nightmare right there. I've done that one already before. Seating area, doing the measurements on where the seats sit. Oh yeah, it's freaking crazy. Much crazy. Easier to do when your floors are slanted. Not easy to do when your floors are not slanted. Why do you think the floors are slanted when you go to a movie theater? It's the reason why. The seating area, where it drops. That's hard to do when your floors are flat or straight. Hard to do. Now you got to build the vertical up. If you build the vertical up, it can't be too high. If it's too high, you're going to hit the ceiling. If it's too high, you're going to hit the bottom of the projector. That's why you have huge ceilings in there for that vertical hit. And then on top of that, they can't be too high. You don't want the back seats to have a little ladder attached. You got to climb up on top and get to them. Yeah, it's a whole headache. It is. Now, if you got high ceilings in there, you're good. You're really good. But still, everybody's going to have to drop at the eye level there. So how high do you raise the screen up? The projector hits it, has to nail here, but it can't hit anybody here. And if not, you can have little hits and shadows on your screen. Yep, welcome to the nightmare of freaking dedicated third room sets up. That's why everybody just did one flat system, put up there. You don't want the headache. It's interesting. I hear people talking about ambient light rejection technology and all these pages here, and it doesn't mean anything to us. When you operate outside, that's it. You've already hit the top floor. When you can project through sunlight, that's it. You never look at ambient light rejection ever again. You never look at it the same way. Everything seems different now. See that right there? See how that screen's washed out like that? Whose screen did that look like the other day? Whose customer went through that mess? Did that orange look to the screen? Your screen should never look like that when the lights are on. Ever. Never ever. Now with those projectors you guys are paying out for. Washed out white projection screens. Oh, this is my favorite thing to watch. Look at this. They can't even sit next to a window without the screen disappearing. Now, this is a good place to look at so you can understand when I talk about that screens. See how they got it dropped a little lower? They can't bring it up high, but they bring it up high enough where that window's at, that screen's going to completely disappear. And I've seen people in videos selling screen paint who did this. Their screens are completely washed out. See the discoloration in the colors right here? All that? You're not supposed to have that at all, period. Now, I've seen that with the Frankenstein. The Frankenstein had a window next to it, which we should be calling that because he doesn't own the rights to that. But his clean screen completely, all the color completely washed out, just like this. And he sat there and said, oh, this is the final product. It's done. Yeah, that's the reason why he would never work with my company ever, because again, he don't even know what final product looks like. See how washed out? That's never supposed to look like that. No. You see this? That's me. That's my product. That's right here in the office. That's the screen right there. We're in the office at 24,000 cents. That's before we had the covers in. 24,000, and we could read in there easily. Now, you see this right here, the difference now on the screen? You got to watch it. You got to study it in the day. See this now? Look at the window. There's no window light coming through the window, right? You can still see washout area right around the screen, right? But there's no light coming through the window. Here they're saying, now this is an ambient light rejection screen, but if you look at the window, it doesn't have the same amount of light that this screen had. It's the same screen. Now look at all the light coming through here. See? Different time of the day. gotta watch that stuff, man. You gotta watch videos very, very carefully. Gotta stare at the background of the screen. This is another perfect example of cheating right here. If you look at the condensed lighting, right? If you notice, the balls of light are here, here, and here. Nothing's making contact with the screen. If it was making contact with the screen, you would have these wedges of light that would be here and here, like we did on our screen. You see wedges of light. So this light right here is pushing toward the wall to give you the illusion that the area is well lit when it's not. Look how dark it is around the bottom of the screen. If that lighting was pointing at the screen, all this would be highly lit up. That's the stuff you got to watch out for. Got to watch out for that type of stuff. They do this in videos all the time. It's like a bit of a Where's Waldo kind of effect. See that? That's our screen right there. That's also one of the, that's also ours too. That is from a church we did a church for them. So, Fernando, question I got to ask you. You said our products come out dark, right? What happened here? Because that's a testimony from a church that we did in their environment. And mind you, it's fully lit in there. Fully lit, all the lights on. There's a light right next to the screen right there. No problem whatsoever. He even slid it off and showed a comparison of our product versus the white surface. Not once did he have to calibrate or none of that stuff whatsoever. Yeah. Lie. He lies a lot. He lies a lot. Don't worry, buddy. Your day's coming real soon. Maybe a little faster than you think. Much, much faster than you think. Does too much. Let's see what else we have here on these screens. So this is what we're dealing with, the white projection screen. So don't fire up and don't read it all, period. That's us outside. Now, remember I told you there's a guy named Dark Energy Screens. This is way, way back in. I knew this guy. This is his screen. They're pretty good. Very good screen. That's his product right there. Yep. Now, me and him, we talked a few times, but see the one light he has here? That's one light. That's it. There's not enough lighting. It's good, but there's not enough lighting in the environment. Because if you were to stick that screen in a commercial environment, how is the screen going to react? Not going to do well. That's not enough light. A single light bulb is not going to be enough. You got to be in areas that are going to have crazy amount of light, like 6,000, 7,000 lumens of light. 24,000 would be nice to work in there. We work in 24,000 now. That would be nice. The environment where I'm going at, we're actually building a section in there that's designed with these high power lights to test screens that are over 24,000. I wouldn't advise anybody walking in there, but yeah. So we want to test screens a bit more light, and then we have a whole, about a half of a little parking lot back there. We can test screens outside. But yeah, he had a really good screen too. It was really good. This is back in the day where if you had a dispute with somebody, you took it to AVS forums, they had their little battle, and that was the end of it. You didn't go in and break the law, like stalk people, stalk their family, stalk their cat, freaking harass people in buildings, stuff like that. People didn't do stuff like that. Get police reports on you, all that nonsense. Problem here, see this? This is supposed to be a black screen. Look how dark the environment is. Why is the environment that dark for a black screen? There's a company called XY. I actually talked to them a couple of times. XY claimed to have a black screen. The only problem with the XY screen is every time I saw it, it was dodging light. A lot of light. And black screens don't dodge light. They can absorb it easily. Sorry about that. But the reason why black screens, if you see them sitting in dark environments all the time, is because their white levels are very, very poor. And they sit in a dark environment because they have a better chance of pulling a much higher white level in the dark, especially when using a projector with a very high caliber lumen count. You know, like you guys accuse me of. But that right there, if you did make that statement, hope your pockets are deep, you're going to need the money. I'm going to take it from you. I can do it at 300 lumens outside. White levels, easily. That technology does, it reads through sunlight. And that technology we have over there has done that at 2200 lumens. Outside a $16 projector, I can produce snowstorms. So if we could do that at 1,000 lumens, so far we got tons of demonstrations. We can do this in a courtroom. Your theory is saying that we need high power projectors to do this. It just costs you $1 million. Can you imagine when that gavel hits and you got to pay our company in a judgment of 1 million dollars? Can you imagine that? You would pass out. Whew! What happened? Passed out. That was $1 million. Man, all you're going to have to do to win it is prove that that technology doesn't go dark and unwatchable. That's all you have to do. Also prove that we don't require high-powered machines, all that stuff. You know you're going to lose that case, right? Not the case. You owe me money. True. They thought they gang up on me. I was going to break, and I was going to walk away. Right? That's what you thought, right? And you thought that you can make all the comments you want because nobody will find you. And you know, you're lost on YouTube somewhere. And nobody will realize where you're at. Wrong, wrong, wrong. You didn't break me. You made me stronger. I know where you live at. Pretty soon, they're going to know where you live at. I'm going to see you in the courtroom. You're going to owe me $1 million. You don't have. And you with a falling tree effect. And then, if there's enough evidence in there, I'm going to take you to federal court and get you 20 years. And spend the rest of your remaining life in that little jail cell that I just posted as a thumbnail. That's where you're going to be at. So, good luck to you. How did that work out? I'm making like $925 a screen now for installs. Didn't work out the way you thought, right? Yeah. Devil's a liar. He's a professional liar. He lied to you and told you you were going to destroy me, knowing at the end of the day that he couldn't touch me because I'm a Christian. See? There you go. He knew he couldn't touch me, but he wanted you. He couldn't care less about me. Well, he could care about me today. He hates my guts, either way. He used to have me. He doesn't. But he knows I'm strong with God. So he knows that he can't get to me. But he can get to you. You know what's scary? What's scary is when they first did something stupid, like really crazy, the devil was talking to him and he didn't realize it. Every time you did something, the devil was having a conversation with you. You didn't see it. Now, I couldn't imagine who walks around in your house. I couldn't imagine the kind of things walk around in your house. I couldn't imagine. You're invited. They'll come. You don't gotta ask them twice. They will be there. And the minute you start listening to them, you got their attention. You should be scared of death. What's watching you when you sleep? You have any idea? You have no idea what's around you when you're sleeping. You're asleep. People put cameras in their room and they move the next day. What would you do if you put cameras in your room and you saw things walking around in your apartment or walking around in your house? A person without faith, you'll move. A person with faith, they're not going anywhere. At the end of the day, my God's stronger than you. You got to go. See, they know fakes too. They definitely know fakes. So at one point, I had something that was in the house at one point. I plead it in the blood of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. In the name of the blood, you got to go. And they left. Because my God's stronger at the end of the day. And I have faith 100% my God is stronger. But if your faith is weak, they don't know. Just like it talked about in the Bible about how Jesus was casting out demons. And these guys saw him casting out demons. And they thought, hey, we can make some money off of this. This guy's making money. Let's make some money. Jesus wasn't making any money. Jesus was doing this because that's what he was doing. But they thought that he was making money off of it. Let's do this too. So they come upon this man that had spirits in him. He was in his house. The guy was in his house. And the woman told him that the man had these evil spirits in him. And they came in there to try to cast out these demons. And these demons came out and said, hey, who are you? I know Peter, I know Paul, but we don't know you. And they attacked him. So they came out of the house bloody and bruised. See? Don't try to fake it. Something will challenge you or wake up and come near you. That's what happened. So, yeah, they know. Man who has faith and who doesn't have faith. Oh my goodness. I hate when I see stuff like this. You need black paint. You need our technology. Look at that. Man, that screen's going to come out looking awful. Washed out outdoor projection screens. Now, again, fake. I wonder, let me see something for a minute. Chances are it's probably going to come up underneath their name. If they code it in, it probably will come in their name if I do the search. I wonder if I can find the panda where that belongs to. So how we know? We look up. Someone's got a video. It's kind of on the other stuff, but I'm curious. It'll come right there because they'll code it so it basically comes up underneath them. But I want to see if I can find anyone on YouTube who has an actual video of this screen outside in the same time of day this is right now. So let's go pop. This is what I usually like to do in my time when I'm just researching stuff, tracking down and looking at stuff to see if they're actually doing it. They're not doing it. A white screen can't do that. But just out of curiosity, just have a look. Outside, daytime. Nighttime, as you can see, that's not daytime. Yep. It's not daytime. So they'll show the screen when it's daytime. And then when it turns night, they'll show the screen. Typical. It's always like that. It's always typical. This is the part that gets me. You can't have the screen up. They have to bring the screen down. They have to. You know why? Man, you have a storm hit this thing at the end of the day, it'll tear this thing up. I've had this happen with screens get ripped up in storms pretty bad. So that has to be down when you're having a storm. I would move it or someplace, but no. I told you, right from the door. See right here? Watch this. How come we didn't do this video when the cinema bars are great too on top of that? It's not even daytime. See, now that would be daytime. The screen is gray. It's not going to read anything. I got daylight screens that dark. You're not reading the black level of this on top of that. Yeah, they did that when the lights went down. When I got daytime outside. I want to see one in the same demonstration that screen was. Now watch this. See how much light you have in the environment? See how bright it is in there? Now the minute they set the screen up, I guarantee 100% this room darkens. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? I told you the room darkness. They do it in every single video. You watch enough of these things, you'll see the same pattern. When the lights are on, no screen on, they'll show, wow, this is what it looks. And then later they show the screen, it'll be dark in there. When we set up the customer screen, it'll be fully lit in environment, daytime, super bright in there. Now if I go to, let me see, our technology. This is my customer. That's my customer right there, outside, in the daytime, watching a movie on his screen he painted in. Neither the Vivid Storm can produce this outside or even inside. And how much money that thing costs? $1,700. That's why it's going to be a cakewalk for us to be able to dominate outdoor projection screens very easily. And he reads 100% black on that screen. Motorized projection screens outside. That's fake, that's fake, that's fake. Yes, it is. It's definitely fake. They waited every single video to do the same thing. They'll show this projector when there's plenty of light outside, and the minute it gets dark, then that's when they'll show it to you. Everyone does it. They all do it. That's the screen I just showed you in the thumbnail. That's it right there. That's the same screen in the thumbnail. So you don't think I'm taking somebody, well, that's my image at the end of the day. There it is, right there. Same screen in the thumbnail. Now you see the star fill right here? So they don't even pick up? See how much light we have in the environment near the screen? Your area is supposed to be well lit. That's the one in the thumbnail right now. That's what my customer just a few minutes ago put an order in for his invoice for the one I have sitting over there. It's going to do that. Got a nice, beautiful star field pulling off. Just like a TV. That's why my customers don't pay a lot of money for our their projectors. They don't have to. That's a 720p unit we're using in a demonstration. We're reading 100% contrast, bright image, fully lit environment, plenty of light. The whole area is well lit. Look at the angle on it. Dark Star 9. And much that screen costs? That screen costs $3 grand. Now, look at here, right here. I'm going to show you right here. See on this shirt? Watch this. Because we test their stuff. That's why I said be very careful about what you say on camera. Oh, stay there, Mr. Bird. Where you going? Get back there. Get back over there. It's just over there. I want to show that off. There we go. These are all certified screens. Now, pause right there, Mr. Bird. See how dark the color is there? Look how bright it is there. We do these demonstrations all the time. This is the reason why sometimes I come on screen wearing black. Because I know you guys are dumb enough to say something stupid on camera we can get you on. By saying, making a bunch of videos saying, yeah, the shirt does the same thing. Then what we'll do is we'll take you to court and we'll challenge you on $1 million on it. Or 500,000, 800,000, whatever it is, we're going to challenge you and bring you in court on it. And you have to show up. If you don't, you forfeit, which means we take the money out of you. So we will challenge you and stuff. Be careful what you say on camera. I was really careful about when I talk about these certified screens. I read through all their stuff, see what they can do, what they can't do. I want to be 100% sure when I say on camera what I'm saying, because they can hit me with a lawsuit. Now, right here, we have the... What's this right here? This looks like the... Oh, this is the... What is that? Could be a DMP Supernova. It looks like one of them. Oh, no. Oh, no, I'm doing a whole bunch of these up here. Okay. I know for a fact that that's got to be a DMP Supernova. That's a Dark Star 9. I know that for a fact. Now, if you notice, right here, this is where you keep your eye on it. See this right here? This right here is a $3,000 screen. It's made by, is it Daylight Screen makes this? No, Daylight Screen doesn't make this. It's Elite Screens makes this. This is a Dark Star 9. It's $3,000 for that screen. Now, we show our white levels first. And you know, I see when I do the white levels, the first thing this tells me the screens are generating too much white light, which means they don't have a balance, which means if I switch over to a color, they won't keep up. Oh, and by the way, look at my shirt again versus the screen. See, be very, very careful about saying something you can't back up. I want to tell you something. Don't believe that somebody or everybody on your channel is for you, because there may be people on your channel that are not for you, and they could be there from us. And if they're there, and they hear you mentioning certain things, they will record you and document it on their phones, so that way we can come and get you for court. Be careful. See the shirt? See the screen? See the two difference right there? Be careful. Doesn't match. Now we take the lights out. Lights out, we pick up a better blue. Lights on, we pick up a better blue. Which means the technology that we have there is reading a contrast level and color level better than 3 superior high-grade certified screens that would cost the customer thousands of dollars. And we can easily do this costing them less, far less. So the customers that are paying $925 for my screen right now with projector and mounting stand are getting an incredible deal, because that screen right there would cost them an easy $3 grand. But if you don't do tests at the end of the day, how would you know what your product is actually worth? We do those tests. That's why we know. That's how we know we can get the money for our technology. Now see that color pattern? Our screen has color, their screens don't. And those screens are very, very expensive screens. So the screen you see in the thumbnail, which is actually a 12. It's a black ambient light projection 12. A 12 can easily take this out. How long we had 12? That's way back. Now the technology of the day, way beyond the 12. Outside watching Tron. From the big blue house. The blackout fall service that we make, you can do that. The projector would cost you to do it, roughly probably 50 bucks. Got demonstrations like this for days. But pretty soon we're going to be upgrading our demonstrations to commercial, which means you get a chance to see some demonstrations we're going to show. As a matter of fact, one I'm going to be sharing today. You'll get a chance to see how our stuff is reacting on a commercial, the new stuff. Which means we have to be in much more harsh environments than what we used to being in. But the screens are doing quite well. Here we go. This is a cheap eBay projector. I purchased for roughly, this is a Supreme 7. 7's had the ability to be able to produce outside. That shows you we've been working with ambient light rejection for a long time. This is a 7 now. 7 was operating outside on a motorized projection screen at 12 o'clock. I think 12 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that. But anyway, the projector we're using is sitting inside the house. So it's pushing through 2 panes of glass to the door, and it's in the projection screen outside and still picking up. Don't know Netflix of that. So when this is over, I got to contact PayPal, and we're going to work on see if we can figure out how to get, what do you call it, a payment plan on our site. There's a projector right there. It's inside the house. So it's inside the house. It has to travel through that door, travel through all this light, and strike that screen and still pick up an image. That's what we do to motorized projection screens. Now, we can't sell you the screen because we can't ship it to you. But you can use the screen paints we have to paint the screen. That's what we did in this demonstration. We took a cheap projection screen. It cost me 70 bucks on eBay. And coated it with our technology. The tutorial videos will show you how easy it is. Remember, you don't have to worry about the borders. Your screen, the paint is black. So that means that you're going to paint over the borders, which is going to give your screen an extra 8 inches. Because from the top, 2 inches, each side 2 inches, and the bottom. The screen becomes borderless. You can adjust how wide or how thick you want the border in. So that extra 2 inches they take off your screen, you don't have to basically deal with that nonsense. Now, as I'm showing that off, see if I can find it here. Oh, this is where I bring the screen up. Because people are asking, can you roll the screen up and down? We bring the screen up, bring it back down. Cheap $70 projector with our screen paint, and that technology can take out a $3,000 Darkstone eye. And you do it on a projector, it costs you under 200 bucks. That's why you see me on camera saying, environment's too dark, environment's too dark. Ain't no light in there. We should be able to do that outside. My machines don't cost anywhere near close to y'all machines. Look at this. I can do this outside all day. All day. It's a canvas screen I coated over. It's outside. And which technology was this? This is an 8, Supreme 8. Can operate outside. Zero, absolute zero washout. Now, for you naysayers that follow these people, you ever seen these videos before? You never saw these videos before. You didn't research my company, what we do? Or you just went out and just made false accusations about me and slandering me all over YouTube, right? Gonna cost you money, a lot of money. You made a big mistake. I was the last. You should have never came at me that way. You should have contacted me and talked to me first. I would have set you straight. And then that way you didn't have to worry about the lawsuits. We didn't have no problem at the end of the day. Everybody's Gucci. But you didn't do that. We're going to do this to you in a courtroom. This is going to hurt a lot. This is what we do. We specialize in ambulate rejection technology. And they're scared. Of course you'd be scared. I'd be scared too if I went out and basically made false accusations about a company and now we got police and everything else involved in it. I'd be terrified about right now. Really would be. You're not going to win those lawsuits. I can have your attorney come over and watch the screen. I bet you'll drop your case. I'll bet you $100 he'll drop your case. Because he knows he's going to lose. There's no way in the world we're going to win that case. I just went over there and saw that screen. That thing is incredible. Yeah. When all this is over, he'll buy a screen from us. An establishment we're in, they have white screens in there. The screens don't pull nothing in there. Nothing. And he said they couldn't use them because they had to keep darkening the environment. It wasn't going to work. It's a restaurant. Difference between white screen and our technology. Did this test too. People know what's the difference? There's the difference right there. It's called spatter screens. Anywhere our product hits, it operates. The white screen can't even read. Now we went in and got a projector at 4,200 lumens to show them because they were saying, what if you use a high power venue, we can get the white screen to work. I said, well, no, you can't. It won't work. 4,200 lumens, Sony VPL F830 couldn't read off a white screen outside. That's why I said it's on camera. No matter how high power the projector you get, it's not going to fix the problem. You still can't see it. To wash the screen out. That's what's happening. The screen's washing out. Now, for the fellow who sat there and saw my camera, oh, no one's buying screen paints anymore? Are you really kidding me? Really? Really? All those companies that make screen paints? Are you kidding me? You don't even know what you're talking about. See, that's why I said stop coming on YouTube embarrassing yourself. Stop it. You come on there and say stuff under my channel because you think at the end of the day, what's supposed to discourage me? But I've been in this business for 15 years, please. I've seen your kind come and go. It's nothing new. It's the same old nonsense. That's all it is. It's the same thing. If my enemies could crush me back then when I first started up, I wouldn't have this conversation right now. If they said they were going to put me out of business, I wouldn't be having this conversation with you right now. And I'm pretty sure there'll be many more before you. Except for this time around, we're going to do things in a different strategy. We're going to basically bring some people in. We're going to start tracking down IP addresses to figure out where you're located at. We're going to start filing lawsuits against you and throwing some of you in jail if you cross that line with us. I mean, no back and forth YouTube nonsense. You won't even hear anything from me. They'll sit on your channel. They'll watch you all day long. They'll document everything you say and just look for keywords for you to say for us to sue you. Once you say it, then guess what? Get a letter in the mail. And that letter in the mail will be from my lawyers telling you at the end of the day that you just got sued. Meanwhile, I'll be doing demonstrations like this outside. I got a couple places coming up pretty soon where they have white projection screen venues, these big screens, white. Oh yeah, we're going to do this to them outside. We're showing exactly why our product is the best choice. Yeah, Batman, there's a Sony VPL F830 projector. See how far back it sits from the screen? And I can breathe. I can walk all at my driveway and I can still see that screen on our technology. That's the kind of impressive demonstrations you got to do if you're going to convince somebody to paint over the white screen. Because you have to understand, for the person who bought the white screen, somebody convinced them that that was the best choice. Now, you have to convince them it was the wrong choice and show why your product is the right choice. Can't do that while you're sitting in the dark, because they're in the dark too. Oh, look. Customized Pac-Man machine. We do all kinds of crazy stuff. That's our customized RetroPie inside, right there. See all that light in there? In that room, we have 2 rods in here at 3,000 a piece, so it's 6,000 in this section right here. That's the RetroPie system setup right in there. Get to my RetroPie. Now I had to do a custom paint job on the screen because the screen had to be cut to a 4.3 in order to fit the RetroPie. And then if you go outside, customized Pac-Man machine, Pac-Man projection screen with chasing system. Is that outside? No, touching inside. Which one outside? I got them in there? No, I got outside. That's one I built inside. These are gaming screens we built out of motorized projection screens. We put them to the colors that we want. Let me see. Done all types of motorized projection screens on so many different levels. It's not even funny. Floor projection technology, tabby screens, and then my customers turn around and they do the same thing we do because you know, at the end of the day, why wouldn't you? Oh, look at this one. Government screen setup, fully lit environment. No lights out in the environment. So keep in mind. So can I tell you the roundabout scope on how bad this will be for some of you getting sued over this? You're going to have to basically, we started technology, black technology 10 years ago. You're going to have to go through 10 years of testing in history to prove that my technology failed and was not able to produce an image, which means by the time we reach court, the multiple stores will have our technology embedded into it, including the customer base that I hold right now, including demonstrations. You would have to prove that all that is basically false. You don't have a chance of winning that one, ever. So you will lose each one of you will lose every single lawsuit. Somebody told you I was born yesterday, right? I'm pretty sure. So one of them trolls probably told you at the end of the day, I just started my company and I was born yesterday. I don't know too much, right? I've been here longer than you. More experience, more knowledge. Big mistake, right? It's like that weird sea serpent on Two Piece. When it came out of the ocean, a big guy. You're out there fishing for catfish, right? Which is funny, catfish. And you think we're joking at the end of the day until you see that giant serpent pop out of the water. You made a big mistake bringing that one up, didn't you? And that one, you ran. And this one, I want to swallow you. The whole entire boat and all. Take you down to the bottom depths with us. That's where we play at. People who made these mistakes, you've made a big, big mistake messing with our company. I can show the judge tons of videos, including I can have you paint the screen in, and you can do it right there in front of the judge. Mine, you have to be on site with these things. I just purchased this giant screen over here, and I got to be on site to install this thing in. We do this all day. It'd be like me dumb enough to sell Black Diamond at the Screen Innovation if the screens don't work. You think I'm crazy? I ain't no way in the world I'm doing that. I know that technology works. I know for a fact. I would never go in there out of jealousy to try to make their product look bad. I'm not crazy. That guy would take me to court and claim my clock. Now, if I basically, this is daytime, someone asked us to do a demonstration under the deck because they had a setup they're going to do under the deck and they wanted to do it in the morning hours. This is in the morning hours, people. So if you have a deck and you have a screen you want to put underneath there, our stuff has already been tested for it. Been there, done that. Yeah, been there and done that. Too many times to call. Too many times. Been done screens in the rain, screens in the snow, all that. I saw you and him walking in the rain. Silver technology. Been there, done that. See that right there? Silver technology and black technology. I engineered both of them. Engineer silver technology to have a shifting capability to reach some type of contrast level, and then at the same time, see these orders, the orders for the big screens. Then at the same time, be able to basically pick up. Beautiful color. We're shipping those out and selling them too. Now upstairs, you can see right here. This right here is the silver technology. That right there is a 1080p. This is a 720p. This is on a 50 lumen projector. This is on a monitor. So you got to do it right. See right here? See right here? And watch. See? That's a Brookstone. That's a 50 lumen projector that's being used in the demonstration versus a laptop. Lights on. And we're doing you just see that? Do it again. Look at the water. Look how dark the water is. Watch this. Screen's silver, right? Watch it transform. See that? Contrast shifting technology. We can put it in silver screens. We can give silver screens the ability to be able to mimic a contrast level. It's not real, but it mimics the contrast level far more greater than you gray screens can do in fully lit environments at 50 lumens. We can basically match a monitor. That's where our silver technology leads. Pretty cool, huh? Wait, I'll do it for you one more time. I had a couple of people in the forum site caught that. It was like, what the freak was that? And I was like, yeah, it's a shifting technology. Watch, see, look. Nah, pretty cool, right? Yeah, we can get silver screens to read a black level, but it's a shifting technology. At 50 lumens, 720p Pico. Zero glare, which this will go have glare issues. This won't have it. Didn't know we had, for the naysayers up there, those you don't know, you didn't know we had that technology for silver. Yeah, we can pick up easily. We developed some high-grade silver screens. Look at the angle on it. Angle, you can read on mine, you can't read on the monitor. Dozens and dozens of tests. Test, 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 test. Test, 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 test. Go back in the visual right there. What's this 120-inch screen? Oh, this is a screen where basically we soaked in water, we froze them in blocks of ice, we dropped them in tons of heat to make sure they could operate. One of the things you have to do when you paint vinyl, or kind of a PVC material, we would hang it up and we'd have it facing the sun. Why would we do that? Because when the sun hits the back of that screen, it's going to cause the screen to sweat. And the sweat's going to basically combine with the screen and the surface, or basically it's going to cause the material, the paint, to bubble up and cause these little bubbles all over your screen, which means if you pop them, you get moon craters all over your screen and you ruin it. That's the kind of testing we had to do for screens, to make sure that the application would run perfectly to a surface without having any problems. Did you guys do these tests? This is the stuff we're going to be asking you in court. Those of you have companies that we're challenging. But you got to have these tests. It's very important. Because again, this could mean at the end of the day of a customer taking you to court and suing you. You don't want that nonsense in the day. So make sure the product's done right. Black projection screen, ultra short throw. Are screens ultra short throw compatible? Yeah, they're ultra short throw compatible. And we did it in an all white room to generate more light. So I delivery coded the entire room all white to generate more light for the screen. Yeah, good luck on convincing that job. I'm a rip-off artist. Good luck on that one. That was a special paint. It's very high. It's traffic paint. It's designed to generate a ton of light. Anything that hits it is designed to actually really brighten an environment. It cost me $80 a gallon for that stuff. See? This is what I mean by when we do testing, we go over and beyond. Spend money for paint, projectors, whatever. We get the job done to show you that we make better product. You guys haven't done this, and you have to do this on a black technology. It's one of the tests you have to run. Abnormal lighting. So we can literally do this in an all-white room. That right there, the octagon, that's a projection screen done from projector mapping applications. Outside, levitating, floating projection screen. You ever built one of those before? That's an interesting build. Footprint 8. No. So, let me get somebody like Fernando who comes out there and says their products come up too dark and unwatchable. Dumb stuff he does on a daily basis. And you guys follow behind him and you do it. You do it out of jealousy. The problem you have now is, because I found out in Pennsylvania we can bring you to us, you're in a lot of trouble. So the person I'm bringing on board that I'm hiring, they'll find you automatically because of the criminal charges. Some of you haven't committed any criminal charges. You just made those statements. So I'm willing to get you for a couple $1 million. Some of you will be working for me for the rest of your life because we'll hook you up with it. We'll set you up and keep your stuff. But out of your paycheck, you will pay Mr. Bird, and I will get half of your income tax. You owe me money. At least you get to keep your stuff. At least you ain't in jail, right? I'll take that deal any day of the week. But remember, when you get paid, where some of that money's going to, it's going to Lord. They'll pick it up, then you'll transfer that money over, or we just take it directly out of your check. Contact your payroll. See? That's why it pays. At the end of the day, this is what you guys did. In the strategy of war, it's best to know your enemy. I'm not your enemy at the end of the day, but you chose me to be your enemy, so be it. But it's best to know your enemy. One of the things I like to play is Dynasty Warriors. It's one of my favorite games to play. It's a strategy game. You played it before, it's fantastic. And then what I spend the money on most is strategists. Because strategists mean the difference of whether I win this war or I die in this war. And strategists know the lay of the land, the type of warriors, what kind of weapons they're using, everything. And they know the best routes to take, the best areas for ambush, and the best way to bottleneck an enemy. That's why I pay the money for the best strategists. They guarantee you, at the end of the day, that we have a great option of winning this war. If there's a chance that we're not going to win it, we don't go into it. You guys didn't study me. You didn't research me in any way whatsoever. You went on by what somebody else said. And usually, when you go on by what somebody else says, that leads to really bad things in life. So unfortunately, the situation you guys are going to be facing all this summer is going to be lawsuits and some hefty prison time. Because there's no way in the world I'm going to lose any of those lawsuits. If you thought you could win, this is what you would have done. You would have had an attorney reach out to me by now. Since no one has reached out to me by now, you know you lost. Oh, rear projection screen technology. We were selling these at one point. We were literally selling a rear projection screen blackout cloth surface that you can project on both sides. That's pretty cool. Doors open. Doors open on the opposite side. I can push light to the screen. Oh, that's my first house. Oh, there's a good one. Custom built stand for motorized projection screen. We show people, actually on my other site, we show you how to build this. I put the whole thing together. So I can watch a movie from way up on top of the deck and look down and see the screen right there. You can see that screen from any angle you choose. Any angle you choose, that screen will pick up. I'm on top of the deck at 11 feet high and I can see that screen. Built that stand. We show you how to build it. Same stand. It accommodates a 100 inch to 120 inch screen. Levitating screen, working something over there. Always working on something. When I had this house, Fernando was super jealous. He was contacting my landlord, trying to make trouble for them. See, Jamie, the entire time my Lord was blessing me, the Lord's seen you come behind and attack my blessings. This is why the situation I told you, what I told you today, didn't I tell you that you believe in the country? I told you this, right? The email you sent us at the end of the day, it's confession. They're looking at it's a confession. And that's what it really is. I told you, believing. For those who know, probably hungry. For those who don't know, don't like me. Fernando sent us a letter, an email, that was linked directly to his account, confessing that he has no paperwork. He's here legally in the country. He doesn't exist in the U.S. And he has all his information under somebody else's name. He sends us a text message before this letter came in that he is a citizen and that he's going to take me to court and press charges for something about defamation because he's a citizen. And then later on we received this letter. So what we have here, ladies and gentlemen, is a confession by Mr. Fernando that he is undocumented. Now, what makes this a serious thing? Fernando has committed a lot of crimes in the U.S. I mean, a lot of them. Enough that FBI has been involved in, and several other agencies are involved in Mr. Fernando. On top of that, I'm running a counterfeiting ring out of his apartment, which is a major, major, major violation in the United States. Yep. And using the money to purchase vehicles and pay no royalties back to the people who own those products. So, that is a major, 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 major crime right there. So, because of this letter, you know, they knew there was enough there, but we have a confession from him. How you gonna fix that one, Fernando said? I never said it. Oh, it's you at the end of the day. It's definitely you. He bragged about how he didn't have this paperwork and how he can't be found. As his statement was, good luck finding a server to find me because I'm not here. I don't exist. That's a confession. So everybody I showed, even my friend that works for Border Patrol, he looked at it and said, yep, that's what he said. Challenge accepted. And now we're not going to worry about taking it to court now. We're not thinking about court. Now, I got to go to this thing to the lawsuit. Yeah, I'm going to definitely show up for that. I'm going to take 12 grand out of you. But as for the criminal charges, we don't need them. You're not going to be here. Now, no one's a big fan of ICE. No, we're not. But they're supposed to remove people out of the country that are committing crimes. And you're supposed to send them back to their own country. That's what they're supposed to do. If they commit crimes here, they're supposed to be to do whatever time here they're supposed to do. And then when their time is up, they send them back. Like I said, I had a friend of mine got in an argument with a guy. He pulled the gun and he shot this guy. And this guy died. So he ended up doing his time here in America. And when his time was up, they sent him back to DR. And that's where he went to. The reason why they send them way over there, because they want to make sure they can never come back, which is jacked up. hopefully they stop that nonsense. And with the problem with him at the end of the day, he's literally committed literally so much stuff that he's going to spend the rest of his life in a system unless basically the Lord has other plans for him. Other than that, he's spending a great deal of time over there. Fernando's what, like 50 something years old? So roughly about 49, he's about 40, 49 years old, some roughly around that time. So the post office charges carry 20 years, 20 to 30 years. That you get hit with that's automatically huge. The stuff we have involved with the cyber stalking and all that stuff, that can accumulate to 5 years, 10 years, 7 years. That can easily add up to a good easy 50 years with no problem. What he has in there. Then it's a citizen fraud nonsense. We have proof of that. And then it's the perjury on the LLC, and it's proof of that. That's another 7 years on top of that. And now you got the dealing with the whole touching our copyrights. That can carry 10, 20 years for each one of those. And then you got doing the counterfeiting and taking people's stuff and selling it without their permission. And Disney comes down, they're going to want time out of you, and Marvel and DC and all that. So, yeah, looking at that, you're talking about life. You literally have a life sentence looking for you. So even if say they don't deport him, they do it for, they basically made him do his time here. He's never going to be deported because at the end of the day, he's just going to be here in the system, and you can be there for a while. You have enough cases on you when you're in the system. What they do is they just forget. Sometimes they can forget about you. You got to stay on top of that stuff. But that's why you don't do dumb stuff. Freedom is a beautiful thing. Oh, there's my customer outside. Painting the screen. See? No stuck in the dark nonsense. Outside. We got for time. Ooh. Man, we're supposed to be on this long. I got time to still call PayPal. Tons of demonstrations. Tons of demonstration. Tons of demonstration. 235.1, 175-inch screen. Watching a football game under the deck. Someone's asking me about that. Did that demonstration for them. We got why see 1,000 lumen projector. Now I can type in 1,000 lumen projector, not 1,000 lumen gemmer test. I was going to show you how fast our stuff pulls up. Because you got to have these tests, man. You got to have these tests. They got to be done. Let's go with, you said we use on the, we use Ruffy, McAfee said that. He's being sued on that. You said that we have to have 5,000 lumen projectors right to work, right? All right, projectors. Let's go with, let's have some fun here. Let's go with 600 lumens. See if we done 600 lumen projectors. Yes, I actually own a 600 lumen projector. Did demonstrations on a 600 lumen projector. 12 feet back. 600 lumen projector. Now, McAfee, I want you to imagine that we're in court and you made that statement. Right? Yippee-ki-yay. Gotta be careful about making statements you can't back up, and we can't. There you go. That's 600 lumens. 12 feet back, 600 lumens. That's a Sony VPL C5S projector. Bum 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 bum. Do 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 bum 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 bum. What else we have? It's right here. That's my ultra short throw. Do 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 do. If I do this fast, I got stuff I got to do. Always got to be on something. Now, you see that bird right there? A 600 lumen projector. That's what we're running right now, and I'm able to operate with no problem whatsoever. And your statement was that we required a 5,000 lumen projector to pick up. You said it on YouTube. You said my name right next to it. Kenneth Bird uses a 5,000 lumen projector in order to get his images to pull up. That's going to cost you a lot of money. Don't mention my name in video and make a statement like that. That'll definitely cost you a lot of money. Don't do that kind of stuff. Mr. McAfee is going to go through something rough this year because you mentioned my name and you attached me to something that's not true, which means my lawyers are going to challenge you in court, including the other stuff they have to challenge you on. Let me see. Oh, man, what are we doing at 600 lumens? Let's go with, oh, did we do 800 lumens? Let's go 800 lumens. 800 lumens. 800 lumens. Ka-dow. Boom! 800 lumen projector. Bum, 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 bum. Cost me $18. $18. Retro. 1999 Mitsubishi 800 lumen projector. Come on, man. You gotta be careful about making them statements. You're crazy. Oh, you're crazy. You don't make those statements to us. Boom! See? Now, I'm be nice on that lawsuit. If you did make that statement about me at the end of the day, saying that we require 5,000 lumen projectors to read, I'll just sue you for about $350,000. That's better than going for $1 million, right? But it's working at 800 lumens in a fully lit environment, right? There you go, because that's what we do. That's why I bought them projectors. Come on, man. I bought them projectors, testing stuff. That's right. Wait. Look at this. Boom! Boom! Freaking 800 lumens, $18 projector, and that screen can generate an image that gorgeous. Do not get caught in that one. I'm really gonna have a price list on how much I want to sue people for each individual thing said. Apparently, McAfee did not research me. So basically, I sent him a whole bunch of videos and stuff we did. He never replied back. I wonder why. Let's see, we got 800 lumens, right? These are all 800 lumens, by the way. 800 lumens. Let's try, 500. Did we do 200 lumens? 200 lumens. Bam! 200 lumen demonstration. We get it done. On a silver screen at that. Do-do. Do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Yeah. How much light striking the screen? 200 lumens, a distance throw. Now we can run 200 lumens at a distance throw. That means 500 lumens, 600 lumens, 800 lumens would be a cakewalk. It's all 200 lumens. All 200 lumens. We don't play around with tests. 200 lumens. Fusion technology. Running off 200 lumens. Oh, 200 lumens. On a laptop versus 200 lumens. That's why I said, don't do that, man. Don't make these statements at the end of the day. And please do not tell yourself that you're not going to be found. Don't do that. But I think once you see all the mug shots we post up people at the end of the day and what's going on in courtrooms and people crying in courtrooms and all this stuff, you'll basically think twice about probably trying that one. Let's try 50 lumens. SFEG technology. SFEG technology underwater at 50 lumens. FSEG technology outside in direct sun. Look how fast they leave the room. They leave the room like, oh my goodness, I can't do it. I can't do that technology. It's insane, 50 lumens. Yeah, they can't stand it. It drives them crazy. I know we had a bunch of haters in the room. We had two of them in there. Two of them in there. Upset and angry, bitter. Like, the minute we put in that technology, SFEG, they run out of the room. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't. He brought that screen up. That screen. So they know that screen is so powerful. It scares them. They got no choice but to run. I tell you, this is what I see. Every time I see somebody run, like when we show off a screen or something, when they run off, I see them running down the hallway. They drop their phone and run down the hallway, and all of a sudden these pigtails pop out, and they got these footy pajamas. They jump on the bed, and their diary comes out. I hate him. 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 How dare he? How dare he bring out that screen? How dare he? Whatever. I'm free to go where I want to go. I said I'm free to do my want any old time. Can y'all do that? Say, love me, hold me. 50 lumens outside, direct sunlight. 'Cause I'm free. Want any old time. I gotta make a video on this. Outside in the sun, free. My nose. Any old time. Oh. Out in the park again. I said, love me. Look at that. Boom. Out in the park again. Bounce anywhere we want. Put the fireplace anywhere you want. Sound free. I love that video. I'm doing another one on that one. I'm doing it on the Apex. Doing it on the Apex goes where it wants to go. Gonna be in this over here, over here, over here, over here, over here, over here. Yeah, I like that video. I had some fun making that video. See, but they can't do that. They can't do that. I'm free to go where I want. No, you can't go outside. The minute I typed in that screen, that technology, the first thing they did was they ran out of the room. They cried. I understand that. Because this is one of the most powerful technologies we ever engineered. We have conquered sunlight at 50 lumens. We have done the impossible. Can't stop. Yeah. Look at that. 300 lumens. 300 lumens on a 6K white light fusion system. And here y'all got lights behind the back of the screen. I'm talking about people make paints only, not customers. Here you are, got lights on the back of the screen, and our lights sit inside the screen. Do you have any idea with the light system they're engineering for the black technology for engineer? It is a halo system that's made out of those fluorescent lights, and it connects to the screen, which means those lights are designed both sides. They're from front to back, just like pushing the screen and pushing out at the same time. One of the screens are developing, the frame itself is light. Can compete with the technology that can do that. So literally the new screens, the new frames that we're building for fun, for showroom fun, is with that black technology, because it absorbs so much light, is that the frames are actually made out of physical light. The light is designed to push into the screen. Oh, look at it like, oh my goodness, that's insane. We can't handle that type of power. We can't handle that power. No, you can't handle that. You can't handle that. You can't handle that. That you can't, definitely can't handle. You can't handle that. Yeah, the frame is made out of light. 300 lumen Cumi. See, when we test our stuff with brutal tests. That's why if we ever bring your product to any one of our facilities for testing, you will fail. Especially when we're actually studying your videos and learning everything about them, to see that your products sit in dark environments the entire time. That you pull little window lights back and little lights splattered in little corners to try to give off the illusion that you're well lit, will stick you in an environment that your screen won't survive in. Oh, I love this technology. Look at that. Wait till we get the Imperial up to 100%. My goodness, that thing is going to be a monster when we unveil that thing. They'd be like, oh my goodness, we can't handle the power that it unveiled. Can't handle the power. It's going to be so much fun with the screen. I'm going to have so much fun with this thing. Now we're going to do a panel system. Did I put the panel system in? Oh, look at it without the halo system right here. Check this out. This is without the halo system at 300 lumens. Oh, I should do one of these downstairs. No, I got time. I want to do one of these downstairs. I got time. Oh, the warehouse has 4 large windows. I can say that. 4 large windows. So guess what? I'm going to put my screens in the windows. You want to see the screens on display. So that way, you can bring some investors by or whatever. They'll say, look, there's my buddy Chet right there. Where's that? Those are screens right there. That gives my chance. My buddy who works with AI technology, it gives me the ability to experiment with the windows and do designs out. So most likely they'll fly the drone around the building, they'll record, because we can't show you where we're at. This is offline. And yeah, that's the technology right there at the Halo system at 300 lumens. Oh yeah, we can do a flex. We can get them a flex. We can do a flex. We got the flex component multiple sizes anyway for the customer. That's gonna be when it's coming out, that flex. That'd be fantastic for gamers to run a 300 lumen projector through your stuff. Yep, or a 500 to make a difference. But Pico projector, that's designed for Picos. We'll definitely put that in there. What we got right here with this one right here? We have 3-panel system. Right here, what's the size at? Right here. Size. Let me see, so here we go. 3-panel system. I'm gonna bring out a black flex. The black flex. An Apex black flex. Let's see. Let me see. Fill the screen size. 36. No. 24 by 36. And then we'll duplicate this for. Oh, wait. Do you have it done? I'll just take it from here. SFEG, Sun Fusion Energy Gain. No, not game. Gain. Gain. Sun Fusion Energy Gain. You thought that stuff was fake, right? Oh, there is something called Sun Fusion. Nuclear fusion, all that. Yeah, there is a Sun Fusion Energy Gain. Actually, there is one. But he just made that up. That's not even true. Actually, it is true. It's very, very true. Because I research everything before I actually put a name attached to it, so I know actually that it's true if I ever bring it up in a topic. And then on top of that, if we're going to have a screen called, I should have put that on all. No. SFEG, Sun Fusion Energy Gain. No. There's more which one pulls up anyway if I put it in there anyway. But yeah, we have to have that. We have to know exactly what we're talking about. And in order for me to have a screen called Sun Fusion, that means that I'm going to have to be able to show that this thing actually does absorb sunlight. Which what did Mr. Bird do this summer? What did Mr. Bird do this summer? Not to you, the customers. This is not for you at the end of the day. What we talk about, yes, it's for you. But mainly when I'm drilling on people like this, I'm drilling on people who make products and talk too much trash. What did I do last summer? I walked all around in town in the blazing heat, and I did those demonstrations, right? I got the job done, by golly. I got it done right. Now I can reap my rewards on showing a technology that can push through any storefront window, give them an excellent image, and only a projector that costs $16.25. Anyway, there we are right there. Amazing. God is amazing. Look at that. Giving thanks to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Bam! God is amazing. Powered by God's technology. That's right, people. This is what happens when you give all glory to God at the end of the day. Yep. Yes. And soon, the video demonstrations, the new ones we're going to be launching pretty soon. We're going to be designing a special screen. It looks like there's water splashing out of it. We're going to have a giant Miko shark moving back and forth. I like Miko sharks, by the way. Moving back and forth. I'll make a dog. One of those. Oh. I love it. I love it. All right, what are we doing here? Oh, yeah, we got to put the abbreviation in there. That's what you're doing. You're having too much fun, bird. Having too much fun. Too much fun. I must digest. Did I say digest? I said digest. I did it from my sister's house. My sister's house, like, that's not what it means. I say it, that's my word. At the end of the day, I'm keeping it. But anyway, sun, fusion, energy, gain. Sun, fusion, energy, gain. Sun, fusion, energy, gain. Now, right now, we're on the customer site right now. On the customer site. We're here. Put in for a panel system. There's a 3-panel system set up for this right here. And then, next. Oh, hold up a minute. Bring you up here. Bring you up. Bring you up. There we go. Bring you up. There you go. Bring you up. Right here. All right. I'm going to go and duplicate this. Duplicate, save, and duplicate. The Imperial Flex. The Imperial Visual Imperial Visual Black Flex. That's the one we have. It's 18 by 24. Oh. 18 by 24. Bam. Oh, you put the flex in wrong, bird. You can't flex with that. You got the flex with the flex. There we go, flexing the flex. Size is 18 by 24. The flex. 18 by 24. 3 panel side. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, no. Size is over here. Panel size. Go here. Flex. Flex. 18 by 24. 18 up. It's kicking in. That is a freaking. I need to do something else because I'm gonna go nuts. 18. Why is it? Oh, your virtual phone is off top, isn't it? Bam! There you go. Get your cartoons back on. 18 by 24. That's the other thing. I'm on camera basically. At the end of the day, just have fun on camera. I'm supposed to, but they think at the end of the day I'm just doing the rub in their face. No, I am having fun on camera. 18 by 24. 18 by 24. And besides, my body goes to this when I'm basically tired of something. I'm doing something for too long. I got to change up my brain because if not, boom. What if we gotta put that at? That's on the floor. Oh crap! That's not supposed to be down there. We are the champions, my friend. I'm trying to. We keep on fighting to the end. Yeah, they thought I was gonna give up. I probably had Crowcats in my, yeah, we're gonna get them. Yeah, pick the wrong person at the end of the day. Heck no. I'll be here, you won't be. Your business will go under. Yeah, no. Ain't gonna happen at the end of the day. Never gonna happen, ever. Unless the Lord tells me it's time to retire, then I retire. Other than that, no. And I will conquer many more before you. The same speech I had before I even bumped into these guys a long time ago. When I was on ABS forum, fighting people from the left, fighting people from the right, to challenge. People from all sides try to take me down. Still here. And now I sat there and said, I will be here longer than all of you. And at the end of the day, yeah, taking me down. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So I told them that, and I'm still here. And I tell you that, and I'll still be here. Yeah. Why did you buy a whole bunch of these things today? You know, I get bored of these right here. I always get bored of the candy after a while. You need to get the regular mixed bag. That's what I need, the mixed bag. Mixed bag. And didn't you come up down here somewhere? I know you did. 18 by 24 in there, visual. Done. All right, I'm done with that. Oh. All right, I gotta get off this machine for a little bit. I'm gonna come back in. Now when I come back on here, I'm going offline with. I got to do my contract agreement because I got to bring that in tomorrow for him. Nothing there on the contract agreement. Therefore, I say by this is what it may be and this is what it was, and therefore I get decreed it into law. Giving us these wax stamps. I need a notepad, please, so I can get started on that later on the day. At least I have that written out. Notepad. Notepad. There we go. Bam. We can start right there, right here. Ka-dow. Let's just get started. I'm just going to part of it. Oh. Let me see. It's payment plan agreement. Payment plan agreement. Payment plan agreement. I could take one of those, but no, I gotta have my own stuff in there. Payment plan agreement. Now, these won't be for you guys. Your payment plan will go through PayPal. PayPal will do all that. But, now I know some of you probably think I'm gonna get you ahead of time before you start thinking this, because I know the devil already in your head thinking about things at the end of the day. Say you don't pay on the payment. You don't owe me, you owe PayPal. That's how it works. PayPal will give us all our money up front, and you guys are responsible for paying PayPal back the money. Now, can PayPal take it to court? Oh, heck yes, they can take it to court. They can take it to court and get their money out of you. That's why I said, you got a payment plan, respect the plan. You know what I mean? Some people at the end of the day won't respect it. Try to do something dirty. They're doing it to me. We're not doing it to me at all, period. Where is that at? Because right now I'm about to go into another world. I'm tired. Wait. What the frick was it asked for? There's something up here. See, that fast. See, attention span is leaving. Oh, payment plan agreement. Well, why would you create a payment plan agreement for? Oh, the contract. See, there you go. Brain just went off the rails for a minute. Say, wait a minute. I'll put that there to start. It says stays there. Good. That's good to go. All right, people. With that being said, thanks for your time. I got to go research something because this will bring me out of this whole freaking rule. And thank you. And we're going to be adding payment plans to the website. We're going to talk to PayPal first, see what this all requires, and if it's all good to go, we're going to have it on the site. All right, got to go. Thank you. God bless. Man,